more women on this planet than men. In the United States, we have about a quarter of our population in jail. Another quarter of our population identifies as LGBTQ. So with that being said, it is a nigga shortage out here. It is a shortage of available good niggas out here. So for all you bitches that think you deserve your own nigga, like your own personal nigga, like that's only yours. Like, okay, it's some women that do. But are you that bitch? Like, what do you bring to the table that make you think you deserve your own nigga and it's a nigga shortage? Sis, grow up. You got to share that nigga. That's our nigga. Here's a little fun.
Shalom, I give no praise to Shabashim Kodash, the bonus on the Apostle Great Millstone, and I want you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The brother everybody are coming out here to give you this truth with grace and mercy. If you have Shabashim Kodash, give no praise to Shabashim Kodash. Okay, so this is going to be a relatively quick video, and I'm going to just make some spiritual commentary based upon the video that we just seen, and as you can see, that's been uploaded by one of the members of Great Millstone, which, you know, I'll post it on my page. I post it on my page, so you can follow up the links and subscribe and so on and so forth and so forth and so on. And pretty much you can see what the woman have said, which, you know, is an astute observation. Okay, it's an astute observation. All right, about really the times that we're getting into, and this particular phenomenon is only going to get more and more exacerbated in a time of war, which, you know, I'm going to briefly speak about that. Okay, so what did the woman mention? She mentioned the realities of women having to share, and for the longest time, a lot of these women have lived with the thinking that a man somehow has to live by the rules that's created by a woman, which is not true, right? We see within the scriptures, and we see within the law that certainly, especially a man of wealth, was certainly a man of wealth, okay, and means could have more than one woman. And we've got laws, right, letting you know within the scriptures that a man could have more than one woman. As a matter of fact, our forefather Jacob had more than one wife, okay. King David had plenty of women, like King Solomon and many other biblical figures we see had plenty of women. Okay, so we see within our law, especially when you're dealing with a man of means, it was certainly plausible, not plausible, Salaki, it was lawful for a man of means, for a man to have more than one woman. That was within our law and our custom. Okay, so the idea that these women, right, think that you should just be with her, and, you know, she hasn't got no redeeming or very few redeeming qualities, especially in the times that we're living in right now, is kind of crazy. Now I will caveat that with this, because, you know, you could take that and take it to an extreme and not really apply yourself with balance. But what you have to realize is, when we're living out here within this kingdom and we're living underneath the circumstances that we're living under, really it's a situation of, you know, balance. Okay, the truth comes first. We must needs push this truth out there first. And if we don't push this truth out there first, then, you know, we're gonna find ourselves in a pickle. So, you know, we gotta be of one wife for the most part. Now, every brother's situation is gonna vary, but really, you know, we gotta focus on this truth. Okay. So with that particular caveat out the way, let's dive into some of the points that I wanted to make. Okay. So we see within the scriptures there are multiple biblical figures with multiple wives, and so it's lawful and it's biblical. And we see within the scriptures speak about a time that was a time of Jacob's trouble upon the face of the earth. So how are these women going to be delivered out of that particular situation? We see within that particular situation that a hell of a lot of people on the earth are going to be destroyed. And we see within the scriptures that women shall be saved in childbearing. All right. So in a time of scarcity, in a time of lacking, right, in a time where society as you know it has crumbled, a lot of these women are going to gravitate towards power, as they've naturally have done in the time that we're living in right now. Although they might say they are single and so on and so forth, really they belong unto the red Edomite Esau. And when the power structure starts to shift, there's gonna be a shuffle of who's in power or who the Most High is dealing with. Right? Like the Most High is obviously he's dealing with his men, but in terms of resources, the Most High is giving the resources of the earth unto the red Hebrew Edomite Esau. Upon the appearing of Yahweh Shai is going to be made manifest that really he was always dealing with the children of Israel. And those resources are going to be transferred right back to his choice people. But in the interim period, in the time of Jacob's trouble, of course, Esau is going to have the resources and all of that at his disposal. But we understand that the miracles are going to be made manifest to the men of the Lord, right? To the end of the scripture says, in the day of thy power, thy people shall be willing. So anybody that's got any type of integrity is going to be gravitating towards the men of the Lord, right? Anybody that's not going to be taking the chip is going to be seeing the men of the Lord getting delivered out of the situations that they're going to be in and cleaving onto faith. And they're going to see that as a position of power, okay? So this phenomenon that you see out here of a scarcity of men, especially masculine men, and I've seen this with my own eyes, is an incredible thing. How far the man's mind right now within 2024 has failed. Like masculinity is at a all-time low, right? Dudes out here is moist, okay? Dudes out here is got anxiety issues. They got all kind of different issues. So to find a masculine man out here is really, it's like a rare thing. And also to try and, to think that man's only going to be dealing with you when he's really becoming more and more of a prized possession is going to be incredible. But how much more so a man of the Lord in that day, of which we're going to understand, like I said, we're going to see these men are going to be bestowed with spiritual power. Right, the scripture talks about how we're going to be healing. We're going to be doing greater works than Yahweh Shai. That says the scriptures. We're going to be doing greater works than Yahweh Shai. So it's going to be an incredible time, right, for brothers that maybe not necessarily haven't got a woman, haven't had a woman, whatever the situation may be. It's going to be an incredible time. We've got an incredible time to get into, man. We got incredible things coming to us, and you can see these women. They're beginning to realize there's a scarcity, right? It's not an abundance it's not an abundance of options, right? Contrary to what these social media tells you, it's a scarcity, especially when it comes to the man of the Lord, right? Only a remnant has been left out here. So to that remnant, although it might not feel like it, really what you got to understand is there's a particular spirit that's been put upon us to push this truth, and that comes with a high price. And sometimes that high price is you go through a period of scarcity, man. You might not be able to see as many women as you would like to, or your woman, or whatever the situation may be for your particular situation. You could extrapolate for your situation, right? That might not be the case, but there's a flip side to it. Also, these women too, a lot of these women, and I've spoken to a lot of women, right? Some of them are slags out here, but some of them are just out there. They're just lonely. That's the reality of the situation. They're just lonely, man. Why? Because Esau's orchestrated a situation out here on the earth where there's a so-called social divide, but people have got needs, and because they have needs, they're realizing, well, hold on a minute. Esau's played the trick on the children of Israel. You got a lot of these niggas out here that are in jail. A lot of them are moist. A lot of them are effeminate, right? And now you're so-called wanting to settle down. And you see she's in an older age. Now she's coming to the realization that, wait, hold on a minute. I probably went by that type of a person in the past. Now I've got to go back into that person, but they already got a woman. But the dude, what's he going to say? He's not going to say no. You can see she kind of got a body on her. She looks like she's training or whatever. That person ain't going to say no. He's going to say, look, I got a woman, right? I'm going to have to make you like my number two. I'll see you on the weekend. I'll see you here and there. And you know what? For a lot of women, you're going to come to the realization for a lot of women, that's going to have to do, man. Okay, like she said, it's our, I got to use the words that she used. She's kind of rough around the edges, but like she said, it's our nigga, man. Yeah, but that's for real. So hopefully that's self-edification. Again, like I said, it's just commentary, rough commentary right now as I chill out after a long day's work or whatever. But hopefully it was self-edification. But I'm going to say, about you, 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 about you,